Hey everyone, this is Shodredux once again with another Battlefield 4 commentary, but this time it's actually an informational video about the CS LR4 sniper rifle for Battlefield 4. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and here we go. Okay, so just to give you guys a bit of a background about the sniper rifle, the CS LR4, it's a Chinese-made sniper rifle. It is bolt action, and it's actually manufactured by the Norinco company. This sniper rifle is extremely accurate, and it is capable of 1 MOA at 300 meters, and that's partially due to the 7.62 by 5.1 NATO cartridge rounds that it actually uses. So these aren't the traditional rounds that Chinese rifles normally have. This sniper rifle is actually a first appearance in any Battlefield game, so it just made its debut in Battlefield 4, which is kind of nice and refreshing because it adds a new weapon to the arsenal in the Battlefield universe. Just to go over the battle log stats for the CS LR4, the amount of damage it has is 100, its accuracy is 100 as well, hipfire is 20, and the range is 60. Of course, being that it's a bolt action sniper rifle, its fire modes is only a single round. As far as the type of damage that the CS LR4 does, depending on the range, it can do anywhere from 100 damage up close if you're aiming for the body or the head, to as little as maybe 70 damage if you're shooting from extreme ranges. But no matter what, if you're always aiming for a headshot, it is a one-hit kill. And if you're aiming for the extremities, like any legs or arms, the lowest amount of damage I've seen it do is 63. And it goes anywhere up from 90% of damage depending on how close or how far away your target is. Now the accuracy is 100%, so given that it is a sniper rifle, you can expect pretty much pinpoint accuracy wherever you point and aim. But really where you're affected is mainly from the range of the sniper rifle. Due to the fact that its range is 60, it'll only stay straight for so long until the bullet drops down, and that's usually, I think, around 300 meters out that the bullet starts to actually drop. So that's just something to keep in mind, especially if you're using the rangefinder with the CS LR4. Now the least stat, which is the hip fire, which is 20, does make sense mainly because you have to be right up on your target in order to make the shot 100% accurate, so to speak, if you're not aiming down sight and using just hip fire. At medium ranges, it's going to be fairly hard for you to be able to shoot at somebody using hip fire, mainly because it does have a great spread without aiming down sight. So general rule of thumb with this sniper rifle, try and aim down sight whenever possible to ensure the most accurate shot. Just as a side note in the video, I seem to have glitched here, and I'm not entirely sure why. Mainly because there's a ladder and there's a couple of little antennas there, and for some reason it just wasn't letting me get past it. So, I mean, just take note that if you climb that ladder and those antennas are there, sometimes you may have a problem climbing up it to get to the top point there. So, I think that is just a glitch, and it may get fixed real soon, but I don't know. Alright guys, just to go over the current loadout in this video, like I said, I'm using the CS LR4. I also have the CL6X sniper scope, which is the Chinese 6 zoom scope. Pretty much the default that you get with this weapon when you first play with it. Of course, the additional unlocks that I have attached to it are the canted iron sight, which makes it very good for switching between sights for medium range engagements with the 6X scope, to the canted iron sight, which makes it good for close range engagements with your enemy. And the last thing I do have is the flash hider. Essentially what it does is pretty much what the name is. It actually hides the muzzle flash, so that way it makes you a harder target to spot when enemies are facing you or looking at you. It kind of makes it hard because there's no flash to give away your position if somebody's visually looking at your area. With those three attachments, there's really no drawback between any one of them, so they all have a purpose and there's no negative effect for using them, really. Of course, even though the video is about the CS LR4 mainly, for those of you that would like to know, the additional attachments that I have set up for my recon class and additional weapons were the M412 Rex. There were no attachments set up with that whatsoever. Of course, the motion sensors, so that way I can assist my teammates to be able to spot enemies on the map if I needed to. My C4 explosives, whenever I needed to blow a hole in the wall to make a quick escape or to trick an enemy running around the corner. You don't see too much of that in this video, even if you do at all. And I also had the machete as my main knife, and the ability that I had equipped was the Spec Ops ability. Just for the sake of detail in the video, for those of you that would like to know, I actually used the Dot Naval camo skin for the CS LR4. There really was no rhyme or reason for it. It was just because it was a color that I liked at the time. And for those of you that don't know the color scheme, it's actually a navy blue and white. So it's kind of like wintry colors for the Navy, I guess. Overall feel, the CS LR4 seems to be a ideal medium range sniper as far as with the loadout right off the bat, with the attachments and everything that you get with it. Now, this map, Flood Zone, I feel is actually really good for the use of the sniper rifle just because of all the different areas that you're going through in between the broken buildings and hanging out at the rooftop, from rooftop. It's just ideal because all the ranges within this team deathmatch map is medium range, so it's really good to be able to maintain a good KD ratio and to be effective for your team when using the sniper rifle on this particular map too. Not to mention, in case I got into any type of close quarters situations, which I don't think happens too often in this this round, but I did have the canted sight just in case I needed to peek around a corner and grab a quick shot. Not necessarily a headshot, but more like a chest shot, just so that way I can at least damage my enemy and scare them a little bit, or at least try to, before they came around the corner to try and kill me. Just as a side note, for those of you that didn't know, the CS LR4 also has the same exact stats as the M40A5, and I know you guys are probably thinking, well, what's the difference? Well, there's just a couple ones that stand to mind. Number one, the CS LR4, like I said, it's a Chinese rifle, whereas the M40A5 is actually a Americanized sniper rifle. So they both have the same stats, but they come from different manufacturers from different countries, so to speak. And the second thing is that both of them have different sets of order for their unlocks. So the CSLR4 has a set of unlocks that are the same as the M40A5. It's just they're unlocked differently throughout time. They're not in the same order to be unlocked. The total amount of ammunition you get with the CS LR4 is 55, and in the actual cartridge itself, you get 10 bullets, but if you also have an additional bullet in the chamber, the grand total is 11. Of course, with the set amount of ammo that you'll have off to the side still available to you is 44 bullets. Now, just keep in mind with the sniper rifle, since this one does use a cartridge round, and I don't know if it's true for the other sniper rifles, but I have noticed that, let's say if you make a shot and you still have 10 shots left, and you are, into the habit of, reloading after each shot like I am, keep in mind that when you do that, it actually makes you burn through your bullets more quicker. It's like you're dropping your 10 clip cartridge, just to reload another 10 cartridge. So what it does is essentially, instead of having 44 ammo now, you would actually have 34 ammo, and if you reload it again after one shot, you would have 24 ammo, and so on and so forth. So just be very cautious and keep a sharp mind to that. As far as in between shots, it does take about 2 seconds to load the chamber with the next bullet. So just keep that in mind. It does seem to be a very quick sniper rifle as far as when you make your shots. It just, it flows very quickly and fluently, so you don't seem to have any type of significant downtime there. Just make sure you try and make your shots count as best as possible. When having to do a manual reload on your sniper rifle, it takes a little bit over 2.5 seconds. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you just hide out. Try not to stick your head out while enemies are there, and just reload as quick as you can, and choose your reload spots wisely. As far as some general tips for using the CS LR4, it does, first of all, just to point out, it does seem to be, of course, the generic sniper rifle for use in Battlefield 4, currently to the date of this video at least. So as far as some tips in using it, just make sure when you're actually using the leaning out feature in the game, as far as like when you zoom out or zoom above cover automatically, just make sure you have a shorter range scope at first if you're trying to aim at enemies that are up close against you, because if you have a higher powered scope or zoom, like let's say even if it was just a 6x all the way up to the 40x, you know, the higher the zoom level, the harder it is that it's going to be to aim at a closer target, especially if you're just popping up from cover, because you have no idea what you're aiming at if you're trying to make some cover shots. So just keep in mind, stick with maybe a scope that's maybe a ×4 or lower, or even just the iron sight is something that is what I consider using, because I do just use the canted sight on here just so that way I can make those quick corner shots, or those quick, you know, pop up from cover shots. So just keep that in mind when trying to make you know, more effective sniper shots. Of course, it is permissible if you're trying to aim at a longer distance, as long as that you know, visual plane is within your actual you know, long-range scope. So you know, just play it by ear as far as being able to make your shots and you know, making your accuracy count in that regard. Now, for those of you who have never experienced Battlefield 4 yet and are still playing some of the previous Battlefield games, or who have played some previous games, just to give you a general idea of the way this scope functions, I know it's just not in comparison within you know, the actual Battlefield 4 rifles, but I will say that the feel of the way the rifle works, the bullet drop, and you know, the basic sniper mechanics for this particular rifle seem to function that of like in Bad Company 2, the M40, you know, in Bad Company 2. So you know, you just have an increased amount of range. The bullet drop seems to be more steady versus more droopy. So you know, you have that acceleration behind your bullets still, especially with the CS LR4. So that's as far as the way the mechanics work and how they feel. Of course, when using the sniper rifle, keep in mind you still have vapor trails after each shot. I mean, the plus side to that is that those vapor trails don't really last for too long. It's kind of like half of a second, maybe to a second, depending on the area that you're in, or the map, and the lighting. So, you know, just keep that in mind when you're trying to make your shots count with this particular sniper rifle. Okay, and just discussing on the topic of the actual rifle design of the CS LR4, it looks very similar to the FYJS, I believe. I think they're very closely related to being from the same manufacturer, and closely being actually the same rifle, just I think a different barrel is used. I'm not sure, but I'll look into that. But physically speaking, their designs look very, very, very similar. Alright guys, that's pretty much all I got on the CS LR4. What I'm going to do is move into the actual comments you guys have been making, because I like to show support to my fans, at least try to anyway, and I like to save the best for last, because you guys make my channel possible. So, with the first set of comments, first off, I apologize because the YouTube change with the way the comments work actually go into my Google Plus account now, so it's kind of strange and it throws me off kilter a little bit when I search through it. So I apologize if I miss any of your guys' messages first off, but let's get started. Interestingly enough, Non-DJ Master asked, "What can you say about the new comment system on YouTube, Shod?" Question mark. What can I say? Well, it's different. As far as the purpose for them to stray from YouTube comments and put them into Google Plus account comments, I don't know what the purpose was. I mean, it does seem kind of strange just because they still go on the YouTube videos comment section. So, I mean, I've identified them now, so now I can read through the comments again. So, I mean, I guess they don't affect me too much. It just seems kind of weird the way they have it set up right now. But I'm sure they have something big planned. So thank you, Non-DJ Master, for your question. And the next comment we're going to cycle up is from Multi.5. And he says, Sean, can you please do more of your life episodes? Well, Multi-Dot, I would actually love to do that, but a part of the problem is I actually do not have a working recording device right now, and I'm actually trying to save up some money so that way I can get a nice HD camcorder, so that way I can do some of the live videos again for you guys, because I knew a few of you enjoyed that and interacting with my life a little bit and seeing what my days look like. So it's pretty cool to do something like that and a little different outside of the gaming stuff. So I plan on doing that pretty soon, but as far as when, I can't set a date yet. So thank you very much, Multi.5, for your question also. That's pretty much it. So as far as this video goes, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really appreciate your guys' comments now, and I will be checking my Google Plus just to make sure I don't miss any of those comments any further, and I got that squared away. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and I'll let this finish off with the stats screen so you guys can see for those of you interested. And I'll see you all next video.